Well, hello, this is Hero again. We got this olive. I think it could use some work. It's been around a while, but it's starting to lose some definition. Needs to be a little bit more crisp and clean. So that's what I'll do today, is to go ahead work on this so that it's ready for people that come looking for great material. This is a great material, just needs some work. And that's the story of this nursery, right? Okay, all this growth here, that's typical of an olive. They just shoot all kinds of things up there, and if you don't take care of it, they'll start to compete with your branches. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up first, and then we'll get to the upper part. A lot of things we do in bonsai is not that exciting. It's a lot of tedious work. So, well, I guess it's good for a lot of people that really likes to be engaged in this kind of work. Some consider it relaxing. I just can think it has a lot of work. I mean, it doesn't require a whole lot of artistic skill to get rid of the sucker growth, right? But that's part of the whole bonsai process. Is some of it is just tedious, and then other times you could be very artistic, especially when you're trying to design. But anyway, it's going to take me a little while to get this out, so I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on when we get to the next step. So this step, we just take all the sucker growth off. Doop. See all this growth here? They're getting detached from the main tree. So when I get around to repotting this, I think I could take this and break it off and it become multiple trees. Same thing over here, but that's one thing about olives. They sucker, and then they also have a ability for it to grow from the roots or whatever. But anyway, you could see that I could take this off, keep the main tree nice and clear, and make more trees, right? That's the beauty of olives. Well, you've seen me take olives and split and things like that. That's what that is. I'm not going to do it today because it's a different kind of work, but one of these days I'll take it out of this box, probably into a bonsai pot, in which case this will be removed. Okay, now what I'm going to do is to start to work on these branches. Make sure they're kept nice and tight. Yeah, we're getting into our growth season, so we've got to get slightly ahead of the curve. That's easier said than done. Always behind schedule. Okay, so all the difficult part has been done to this tree. It's got a nice shape. All the elements are in place. So now it's a matter of maintaining and improving. And then because it was in the sunlight and I kept trimming, see how small these leaves got? That's another one of those things. If you want very tight leaves, keep it in sun, and then don't repot too often. Make sure that you only repot when absolutely necessary. So a good bonsai should be healthy but slightly root bound. and in as much sun as you could give it without it burning. That's how you keep these very tight. Well, plus the pruning part. So you just keep pruning, and then all the big ones are gone, and then you got nothing but small ones. Okay, so see how big they could be? You cut those off, and then you end up with the small ones. The area is starting to lose definition, right? Also, this is just the beginning of the growth season, so we could cut back fairly hard, severely, and it's okay. It's gonna grow back. This thing here is ruining the shape here. Don't need it. A little harsh, but it's gonna grow back this way. Now, don't use this. You have to change your technique based on time of the year and what you're trying to accomplish. This one here is the third trunk, so I need to treat it as such. So come up this way. It's kind of a jumble here, so we'll get an apex. See the logic behind that? Now, I could cut it off here and make it into a branch, or just cut it off completely, but I'm still, right now, working on a triple trunk or triple apex. And, well, you seen me do it before, right? If I get tired of the third one, I make an air layer and make that a separate one. Right? I tend to like multiple trunks, but they tend to be more difficult, so it's not always the most popular. Well, what it is, I think a lot of people can't handle that. They barely have enough skills to handle the single. And then when you get to triple, it gets more difficult. But once you get a hang of it, it's not that big a deal. Well, nothing's a big deal if you get the hang of it, right? Except the internet. Oh my gosh, that is one of my nemesis. Oh yeah, speaking of the internet, you know, I still get comments that they want me to get better cameras so that we have better resolution. And I think I said before, it's not my camera. I tend to like to buy things, so my camera are all shooting high def, some are 4K, but it's because of my lack of good internet connection. When I upload to Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube, I had to put it on standard. So that's where we're losing the resolution. And if I put it on high resolution, I don't have enough data from my service to do much uploading. So I'm still waiting for our area to start to get better internet service with high speed. Then you'll start to see me uploading in higher resolution. So till then, you're just going to have to sit tight. Well, when you have 3 trees, you got 3 apexes. This is the second one, right? The one up there is number 1. This is number 2. Yeah. So you got to create 3 individual trees, which is no big deal, except that they have to work together. That's when you run into a little bit of difficulty, but once you get going, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. I'm doing this on a Sunday when it's nice and quiet and it's raining outside. We've, up till this year we had drought, extreme drought. And last year, this time we had no rain for like 3-4 months when it should have been raining, and did a lot of damage to native plants because they needed water. Well, this year we got record snow, and then it's flooding in some places again. So lucky for me, I'm not affected. I was hoping that snow would come. Well, I'm at 650, and there was talk one time that snow would come down to 500, right? So I go, all right, I want to take pictures when it snows. I like pictures of snow. I don't want to live there, that's for sure. And my friend Chuck, yeah, he's contemplating moving because he's had so much snow, and but I think he's almost over it now. But yeah, snow is a beautiful thing to visit and take pictures of, but you really don't want to live in it. But so I didn't get my picture. Well, I've seen pictures of snow in a bamboo grove, and I have a bamboo grove, so I was all ready to go shoot those pictures, but it never came. Well, it kind of dawned on me, where's my front? And normally you would use one of the long sides, but I got the feeling this might be the front right in here, right? So I'm gonna set this camera here and do the apex. Well, I was thinking, well, maybe this tree is a candidate for a round pot. Because if you look, actually it looks pretty good from almost all sides, right? This one here, I'm debating, should I just take it off? Is it really helping? Well, I'm sort of keeping it as a sacrifice branch for now, but that might go. And then well, this is slightly over pruned than my original plan was, but it was necessary, so I did it. So anyway, we're looking at the front, hopefully, and then I'm not sure if I have any containers that would fit this. If I do, I will get around to it. But for now, this is Hero saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. So this was the wild olive that was in need of, I thought was a light pruning, but ended up being a major heavy pruning. But I think it will improve as we get to the growing season. So anyway, this is it. Goodbye. Well, it's the next day. I had time to go check my storage shed, and buried way in the back, looking dirty, used. I cleaned it, but this is a Taiko style pot. See, this one, it does look good from many directions, right? So I was thinking that it should probably go into a round pot. And I'm still thinking that this area, somewhere in here where you could see that third tree, might be it. But I think this one has many good sides. It took me a long time to get this sucker growth. I will be able to salvage some, but I didn't want to spend a lot of time. Well, once you get into a ceramic pot, don't use the chisel, that's for sure. So anyway, then this will be the conclusion. So I'll say goodbye again, but see, I